Good afternoon, everybody. I'm awfully glad that you're out there. I want to make sure you know my co-host here, Nick Dandre. He's one of the best guys that I've come to know in a long while. Nick, it's great to see you.
Always,
I love
always.
doing this with you. The week can't go fast enough.
I know, man.
To
Thursdays?
get back together with you. This is great. We
Yeah.
love doing the voice of Putnam business, and we're getting a bigger following all the time. And we've added the Putnam County Business Council. No, you tell the world
All
about
right, all
what
right,
we've
all right, all
added.
right. Well, I'm going to introduce a very good friend of mine soon, but before I do that, I would be remiss if I did not make a little plug
Good.
for Putnam Connects, which is a networking event online that our very own Jen Mar has created. We had our first event last night, which went very well, don't you think?
I did. It was great. It's a
Yeah.
good format.
Yeah, it was great. It was awesome. I was pleased that I was able to meet some new people that I didn't know,
Yeah.
and have some good conversation with them. Spoke to two of them today,
Right.
which is fantastic, and that's the idea. That's the idea of a networking event. So, I encourage all of our listeners, all of our viewers to absolutely take a look out for the next event. It's going to be the last Wednesday of every month, and we'll do it at 7 o'clock on a Zoom call. And it's a great way to just grow your business, let people know who you are, make connections around the county, which is what we're all about. So,
And have a little fun too.
oh yeah, it's always fun. That being said, I have the pleasure of introducing a fantastic guest that we have today. A gentleman that has been a friend of mine for about 30 years.
That makes all of them.
Yeah, go pushing it.
Makes me sound old too.
But we have today my good friend Armando Romano from the Romano Agency, which is just over the border in Shrub Oak in Westchester, but his business goes well beyond that. Welcome aboard.
Thank you guys. It's a pleasure. I really appreciate it. Big fan. Been listening to the podcast. And it's great. It's
Yeah.
great. I like what you guys are doing for the community. And it's definitely going in the right direction, modernizing, especially with the connecting that you have going on with the via Zoom now.
Yeah.
I think Putnam County needs this, and it's definitely great. I'm all about modernization. And it's awesome.
How long have you been in the business? Tell us, give us the basics on you. Nick knows, I don't.
Yeah.
And the audience doesn't. So,
Okay, so,
give us a little
I-
basic on you.
Yeah, so I've been in the insurance industry for over 20 years now. I started very, very young. Insurance is quite boring. No one ever wants to be an insurance agent, or strives for it, but it definitely creates a good, good family base. And
Well, you got to have it, is the answer.
yes, you have to have
You got it. And if you can deliver it in a pleasant, encouraging, well-serviced way, which I know you're going to tell us about, but that makes it work. But it's got to
Yes.
it's got to be a hard business. Tell
Oh,
us.
it's very hard.
Tell us
the
how
the industry right now. It's we're battling inflation and inflationary costs. There's a lot of competition out there. A lot of companies are trying to commoditize insurance. Making it very quick and easy. Meanwhile, actually losing the importance of the actual coverages. So it's difficult, but we try to shine a different light to it. We try to be modern, light, fresh, friendly, and local. That's really what we're geared towards, and it's working. And it's working.
can you go now? Do you tell people? Yes, of course you do, that you're part of a system. Are you a part of a system? Are you part of, is Allstate your go-to?
Yes, I am an Allstate exclusive agent. And Allstate is a great company, financial strength A. But it's not really part of a system, right? It's because it's all about the agent. And you have to be the experience is individualized within my agency. So everyone runs a business differently. And I create more of a family atmosphere with my staff and also with my customers. So I have long-term relationships with my customers and my staff. I mean, I have very little turnover. I love my staff. I treat them like family. Very flexible, I would say I'm kind of like an outside of the box thinker. I don't like to do things in a very regimented way. And that's what
Give
I
us a couple of examples of this.
There's a lot of them.
there's a lot of them. I mean, I remember when I first got into like insurance, insurance training and so on and so forth, and they were telling me, okay, well, write down on a piece of paper everyone that you know, and then from there we're going to branch off and try to grow your business. And that was good, and it's a good staple to start off with. But you always got to think outside the box. I can't be doing the same thing that someone else is doing, right? Well, I have to create my own path. So why don't I just start doing things a little differently? And that's what we do. We try to think outside the box and everything. I mean, I think that's one of my favorite things to do in business itself.
So Armando, if you're part of it's not a system, but you're part of the Allstate family, can you go anywhere? Can you take client from anywhere? Or are you limited to a certain geography within the Allstate agency world?
Yeah. So I'm licensed in New York, Connecticut, and New Jersey. So we could write business anywhere in the tri-state. Yes.
And so, I mean, I think what it comes down to too is, right, how many Allstate agents are there in a 50-mile radius? A lot,
a bunch. Yeah.
right? So you have to do something to separate yourself from those agents.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think what he does well, and you really get that feeling when you're on the phone with him or his staff, or if you visit his storefront in Shrub Oak, you really get that feeling of, okay, these people really care and are here to take care of me, right? Because a lot of times insurance is, okay, what's the price? Right.
Sure.
Right. That's what I just want. I want the lowest price. Well, maybe the lowest price isn't going to suit your needs or your family's needs or your home's needs, or your vehicle's needs. Right. And I think that you guys do a very good job of making sure that you're reviewing the policy properly, making sure people are covered. And that's what the insurance is for. Right. Because if you don't have enough insurance, it's a big problem. If you have too much insurance, then you're paying too much.
Yeah, that's a great point, Nick, because insurance is getting commoditized. And if you really think about it, it's like a promise, right? And you don't want anybody, you want me to create a promise. Like if something happens, I promise you'll become whole again, right? But if you don't understand all the details within the promise, right? Then the promise could get a little tricky, and then people could say, "Oh, I don't like you promised me this."
Yeah, right.
Right? So we have to educate the consumer in a market that, is becoming very commoditized, where it's like, oh, I could just click online now, right? Now people are removing vehicles online without surrendering plates, and getting DMV suspension. It's a whole different world, and we have to try to educate the customer, and they're starting to realize the value of it, as technology really comes into the industry, because it is coming in very, very strongly.
So how many of or what percentage of your customer base takes more than one kind of insurance from you?
Oh, I would say around 85%. Really? Yeah. It's a lot of home, auto, life insurance, commercial.
Really? So there's a lot. I didn't realize that you could get a life insurance policy from Allstate.
Yes. So
from you, because you.
Yeah, we do retirement planning as well. So anything that is outside of the Allstate box, we actually become brokers. So we could represent various different companies.
Pet insurance
as well. Yeah. You name it, we do it. Anything that we can insure, we'll try to insure it. We're very focused on the customer relationship. So we want everything to be in one bucket with us, and really, really see the whole picture of the customer's risk analysis, right? Because if someone has one policy someplace else, I can't see if they're properly covered. But if everything's under my roof, and I could see the whole portfolio, I could really make sure that I'm delivering on my promise.
Exactly. I think one of the things that I really wanted to talk about today, and what Armando's done a very great job at, and we talked about thinking outside the box. Why don't you tell them a little bit about your marketing agency that you created, and your feeling and your motivation to connect people from different industries around you?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, I've known Nick for a long, long time. I mean,
How?
So Nick, so Nick, yeah, so Nick used to be my neighbor. When we first moved up, we moved up from Mars Park in the Bronx, originally from Italy, then Mars Park, and then up to Yorktown. And Nick used to be my neighbor, and literally he was the first person that I met. And I'm a little older than Nick,
A lot older.
a lot older. But yeah, me and Nick.
But you met when you were what, 12?
I was
8?
6 or 7.
Yeah,
You were
I was-
12 or 13,
Right,
right?
yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and that was the time when we used to have those lasers. Remember those lasers?
I mean,
Those
A laser pointer.
laser pointers, right?
oh,
So
I see what you mean. A laser pointer.
so at night,
Not a Star Wars thing,
So-
but a
yeah,
laser
yeah,
pointer.
laser pointer. So at night, I used to shine the laser in Nick's window.
His window was right across from mine. So
Oh,
that's-
boy.
And then his mother Donna wasn't really fond of it, but we that's just one little story out of the many that me and Nick have. But yeah, so Nick knows, I like to think outside the box, and when I do this, I really just go ahead and do it. I don't stop. Like there's nothing like stopping me. So I went ahead and I created a marketing company. I do a lot of editing for my Instagram account, and I market for my insurance agency to go ahead and educate people about insurance through the marketing company. And also there's a little branch within the marketing company called the In Crowd, which we go ahead and network. We network with real estate professionals and mortgage people, and it's been working out. It's been working out very good.
Armando, are people always underinsured, or do people? I mean, which do you see more of? Underinsured? You don't see people who are overinsured, do you?
Yeah, no, we see people that are underinsured, but it's more of we see people that don't understand their policy, right? So and they're always focused on the actual number, right? So for example, I had someone literally a half hour ago wanting to switch carriers, and I asked them. I said, "Can you please send me the quote?" And they got a quote for a homeowner's policy with a $5,000 deductible, right? And it was $100 difference. $100 difference. If we had $1,000, so they just couldn't even grasp the idea of what is this deductible, right? When someone else on the other side that doesn't have the relationship, that hasn't known this person, right, or their family for a while, that is just okay. Sign here. We got a cheaper price. Sign here, and that's typically what we see in these situations.
And he talks about caring, right? Having that relationship. You're not going to see a lot of agency owners with boots on the ground when something happens. I mean, this guy's been out there when someone's tree fell in their house with a chainsaw helping take the branches off the tree. I mean, that's how close he is to his clients, and he understands that concept of community, and he understands the area that we're in, I think, and making sure that people know that he is there and actually does care. Because at the end of the day, right, your insurance is something that comes out of your account every month. You don't really look at it. How often do people really talk to their insurance agency? It's very slim, right? It's not very often. But you make sure that they know who you are.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Especially in times of need. We've had 3 house fires this year already. And I showed up to every single one of them. Made sure that the family understood how severe it was. Okay, guys, we got to put you in a hotel. And what the steps are, because ultimately, if you're buying insurance online or over a 1-800 number, especially for homeowners insurance, and something like this happens, you're dealing with someone over the phone in another part of the country, right? When your agent is there and it says, "All right, guys, meet me at the office, or I'll go over there. Let's get everything organized. This is the hotel. This is what's going to happen. This is your policy. Let's review it again. Let's make sure we understand everything. And this is the process. The remediation company is going to come. They're going to clean it up. Do you have a contractor?" And so on and so forth. So that I really try to help them in situations like that. I go over the top because that's to me, that's the real reason why I have to deliver my promise, right? So I promised you a piece, what you get is a piece of paper. But when there's a claim, now you're getting the promise, right? So that's what I see is very important. I think it separates my agency a little different than others.
So, Armando, you've been in the business long enough to remember the days when we didn't have quite such severe weather.
Oh yeah.
That must be a awfully big, big change for the industry to deal with. The fact that, we're not going to have, it's not going to be every 100 years that we have a storm like that. We might have it every other year.
Yes,
But
correct.
is the industry dealing with those changes in the climate as well as you would like them to?
Yes, yep. It's claimed how they're dealing it is through rates, really. Unfortunately, everyone's rates are going up. It's inflation plus claim frequency having to do with erratic weather and continuous weather patterns that are stronger than what we are used to. I mean, now crime rate's a little up as well, and we've been just seeing more and more claim activity throughout areas where we would never even think that certain things could happen, and it's starting to happen. Hopefully, it'll turn around and the dust will settle. But yeah,
Yeah.
but the weather is definitely something that has been becoming more and more severe. Some carriers are even adding hurricane deductibles on top of their regular deductible on a homeowner's, which no one really understands how it works. But if you get hit with a Category 1 hurricane, your deductible could be 25,000. Yeah, so
I gotta read the fine print.
so that means when you call me up and say, "Hey, I need a new roof," I can say, "All right, well, if it's anything less than 25,000, during a hurricane, you're pretty much out of luck."
Yeah, that's crazy, right? And it's things like this that like you really need to have somebody to explain to you, or if it's new, right? That might just pop up on your policy because you have to have it. But at the end of the day, it's something that you really need to have a relationship with. And the other thing too that I wanted to discuss, and I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but one of the things that we do with the Putnam County Business Council is support with advocacy when it comes to legislation, whether it's in the county, state, federal level. I know that the insurance industry is regulated by state,
Correct.
right? So I think they limit what each company is allowed to do as far as rate increases, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
So how is that for you on a personal level as far as your agency, as New York State says Allstate can only raise your rates so much, right? Or across the board. Is there a group that you guys have for agents in New York or Jersey or Connecticut that speak to local government or state government to help with that?
Corporate has their own. Corporate has their own group of corporate representatives that pretty much go ahead and create a very detailed case on filing to the state. So, for example, if we come up with all different claims payouts, and we show them, okay, we need 20%. We need a 20% rate increase in order for us to be profitable in this state. And sometimes the state turns around and says, 20 is too much. We'll give you 10, right? And that happens a lot. So it's just things that the insurance companies are pretty much used to. I mean, in California, it's a mess. We won't even want to go there, but that's why some carriers actually went belly up or exited California because of that. And believe it or not, we've had over 4 or 5 different carriers in New York last year exit the market because inflationary pressures were too high and they couldn't make it. So it definitely shook the market a bit, where some certain companies actually started restricting to write business because there was too much of a volume of new homes coming in from these carriers that dropped out.
Oh my gosh. So how is it between, you said Connecticut, New Jersey, and New York? Of those 3, which is the most favorable environment to operating?
Wow, that's a hard question. As of right now, Connecticut is actually looking pretty good in the environment.
Yeah.
And then New York is starting to get out of the weeds a little bit, and New Jersey will slowly follow. But yeah, it's a wild industry right now. I've put it pretty much this way. I've seen high rates. I've seen rates go down. But I've never seen anything as severe as this. It was like the perfect storm with all the weather and the inflation within the insurance industry. It has a lot of people shopping, which is, you in a way is good, but also they need to know what they're purchasing.
Sure they do. Sure they do. And I suspect you sit them down and you just make sure they understand what it is they're buying.
Yeah, correct. Yep. Yeah, we have part of our sales process is we don't just go ahead and just give you a quote. We like to see what you have now. And it's not because we're looking at the price or want to see the price. It's more we want to make sure that we're giving you the same or if not more coverage when you come to us.
I can see you guys as boys. I can see it. I can see. Well, Nick, when I grow up, I'm going to be in the insurance business. Where you said something like, "Well, you know what? I prefer the car business."
So it's funny you say that because you might not know this, but I'm actually a staff member for Armando. So I'm actually insured. I mean, I'm a licensed insurer in New York under his agency, which we've used to utilize some of the customers that have come through Park Ford that need insurance as well. And we've had some success there.
Yes.
And what's nice about that is that big thing about a business model of an insurance agent is retention and keeping the customers that you have. And with Park Ford, we do such a great job of keeping our customers in vehicles, and they don't tend to leave us. And the retention ratio that we have for the people that we have brought over to the Romano Agency through the dealership is pretty high.
Very high.
Right, comparatively to what you see elsewhere.
Very high, yeah.
So it's been a nice recipe for success. Something that
it's an extra service for Park Ford. I mean, yeah. So it's literally it's a great marriage.
Yeah.
When is Nick getting married anyway?
Armando, you're likely to be the first to know. Oh, man. Well, we've got a good audience out there. They're people who are interested in improving their business practices. Go over again the list of things that have made your business as successful as it has been. What are the top 3 things that you do that keeps you at the top of the pile when it comes to insurance needs?
Okay, I mean, I would say definitely motivation. You have to have self and inner motivation. I think that's the first thing. And then obviously outlining
motivation, not to just
just to get up out of bed. I have 4 kids. I have my twins recently are 5 months. I mean, last night I was up at 4. I was up at 4 in the morning, popping bottles. But yeah, that's you just self motivation, the drive, right? And also being able to be flexible in today's modern world. Some things in the past don't work now, and that's how I'm able to retain staff and also also thinking outside the box. And sometimes the modern world is not really connected with the actual world, right? Right? Like sometimes it's better to be face to face, right? Yeah. Where we lost that with the whole internet and an Instagram post is only great, but it's even better if you saw me and then you saw me again on Instagram, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think combining the old world with the new world, having the self-motivation to do it and being flexible with staff, I think that could really.
How many employees do you have?
We have 10 employees at this moment.
And they've been with you for a while, or
we slowly grew. I started with literally it was 2 employees, and now we have 10. So it's Yeah, it's slowly
So
grown.
tell me again, the business is the Romano
Romano
Agency has been in business for how long?
Since 2016.
Wow.
I'm sorry, yeah, no,
Way
2006.
earlier than that.
2006. 2006.
2006.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there you go.
Yeah,
There's your
it's
20
coming,
years.
it's coming up on 20 years. So,
There's your
and
20
it
years.
started with his father, and he came into the business and really kind of blew it up.
Yeah.
Made it a lot bigger than what it was, and he's done a fantastic
Expanded
job.
it rather than blowing it up.
Sorry, yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
My wording is always
Yeah,
perfect.
that's all right. All right. We got it.
I mean, listen, I was just very excited to have Armando on the show today. He grew up next to me. He has been a mentor for me in business and helping me grow my business since I started at Park Ford. And it's exciting that we've
Oh, it's
been through
great.
this life together, and now we're sitting next to each other at a podcast talking about it more,
It's awesome.
and we have a lot more to come. So
That's
it's
right.
really, really great stuff.
Well, and it's inspiring to our audience to hear you guys talk about the things that you do. And I don't know either of you really well. I know him a little better than I do you, but I can see for sure that you not only are motivated, but you also care about your customers a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
And you don't want to lose one.
Correct.
And if in fact it takes a little something special to keep them, you would do that.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good. What else do you want to talk about there, Armando?
Oh,
Some secrets about Nick that we don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't
We
know.
know
If
that you guys are good.
should open up a can of worms.
Tell me your comments about you've been in the area now for most of your life.
Yes. Yeah.
What are the changes you see? What are the things
A
that
lot more traffic. A lot. Oh, I'll tell you what happened during COVID. How many people we insured coming out of the city and moving up. That was really shocking. The amount of people that moved up and realized and put really Putnam County and Upper Westchester County on the map in terms of we always thought that was upstate.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's more right.
Right, but it's not. No, now you're commuting. Welcome. So yeah, that was definitely something that I noticed that was pretty pretty shocking.
Now it's hard to drive around on 202 in Yorktown. It's like I went this morning. I went on a hike this morning at 6:30. I got done about 7:15. Normally it's about a 20-minute ride home. It took me an hour this morning. At that time, coming from Yorktown to Mahopac, and I was like, this is getting out of control.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
thank God no back roads, because I'll never do that again. But going on 202 was a little rough. But that's a lot of the people who moved up. We're a little overcrowded.
Yeah, and the housing markets is literally they're very, very competitive. It's impossible, is right. And it's a good thing. Everyone wants to be here. It's great,
For a good reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
For a good reason.
Exactly.
Yeah.
well, it's a pleasure having you on. Tell me, how many children did you say you got? 4 kids,
Four kids.
and two of them are 5 months. 2 of them are 5 months old.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh my
But
God.
if it was for my wife, she would have another 3.
Not anymore. No, we're not.
Yeah, but I'm starting to sleep in the basement. I'm trying to.
Okay.
I'm grateful to be the godfather of his second son,
What?
Alessio, which is awesome. What a great honor that he was able to give.
Thank you.
It's
Pleasure.
fantastic. So, but again,
Wouldn't have it any other way, Nick.
Armando, thank you for coming on.
Thank
Really
you, guys.
good,
Great
really
guest.
good having you
Pleasure.
on.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're inspiring, and thank you for being so.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Way to
Nice.
go, Armando.
All right.